luxurious queens, welcome to Life with Lokie, and surprise, surprise, I am going to Paris again. Today will kind of be a short video with a bit of luxe chit chat and a few lessons I learned from my previous trip, which I will share today. And of course, if you're new here, hello, my name is Lokie and welcome to my safe space. I enjoy shopping and talking about luxury. I love vintage, pre-loved and everything in between. So if you enjoyed content like this, then do consider subscribing and joining my little corner. So if you've missed my entire Paris series of videos, which was early this year, I will leave the playlist of all the Paris content down in the description section below. So today I will be chit-chatting on what I hope to do in Paris, my agenda, maybe shopping, sightseeing, and of course, the few lessons I learned from my last trip, so hopefully it will be a smoother round this time. So from my last few Paris videos, I have been talking about sending my bag to the Hermes spa, and I was hoping to update you guys on the process. Well, the bag has been sent in and of course left in Paris, and recently I just got an update that it is ready for pickup. So I thought it probably is better to do a proper video of it and do a compare and contrast when I receive my bag from the spa and go through with all of you the process and the workmanship and all of that, and of course the prices. So agenda wise, picking up the bag from the Hermes spa is priority, and while I'm there, I may browse through the boutique and catch up on a few new items I have recently seen from the Hermes Autumn-Winter collection, which is already out on their website. I haven't contacted my SA and I doubt she knows I will be heading down, but hopefully I get to bump into her at the boutique and say hi. Well, apart from Hermes, I may also swing by the other luxury boutiques which I regretted not checking out, like Louis Vuitton and perhaps Chanel. In one of my recent videos, which is the Louis Vuitton Autumn-Winter Collection 2022, I checked out the boutique at the Marina Bay Sands in Singapore, which is this mega mall. There were a couple of items which caught my eye, and I think the Paris boutique may have a few more colorways, so I'm really hoping to check those out as well. In addition to the shopping, there were a few restaurants which we did not have enough time to try out on the last trip, which we finally managed to book, so that will be really exciting. I think ever since April, there has been a lot more tourists and travel going around, which is good because I have been getting more food inspirations and travel hacks, tips and tricks on TikTok videos, which is amazing, and great travel ideas, especially for tourists like myself. From the luxury shopping perspective, I feel that the tourist crowd has doubled or tripled since my last trip, and it seemed like queuing just to get into any luxury boutique was the way to go. And sometimes it could be a 2 to 3 hour wait before you get served. On my last trip, that wasn't the case, and so I think it can be a total mood killer if I had to wait in line, and of course that will mess up the agenda for the day quite a bit. So I'm not too sure if it really is worth the queue and the wait for these boutiques. From my calculations, and also with the recent price increase across many luxury houses, it seemed like the savings were quite minimal, like a few $100s off with the tax refund as compared to the prices at my local boutique, but a lot more sweat and hard work going into the queuing process. Well, the only plus points I can imagine is possibly that Paris boutiques may have Paris exclusive items or have more colorways or sizes for bags or accessories or ready to wear, or perhaps more eye candy to look at in the boutique. So based on that point, shopping may not be too much of a priority this time. On my last trip, I really enjoyed the food and culture and people watching. I enjoyed the pace of life in France, so there's a lot of chilling and sightseeing to do. We were more focused on Paris and shopping the last round, but this time round, we will be exploring a little more northeast and south of France and really taking the time to appreciate more of the culture. In fact, we have booked most of our tickets, and so hopefully, and fingers crossed, I get to film my day trips and everything, and hopefully we will get some really good memories visiting the various cities. Now on to the lessons learned from the last trip. Talking about a great travel handbag, I will really advise a nice light sling bag with a zippered closure would be best. Keeping yourself hands-free is a luxury, as I have tried shopping and vlogging at the same time, and it isn't easy with one hand, and often I find myself fumbling a lot. Also, learning from my lesson, the last time I brought my Hermes xoxo, which is a 100% hand carry bag, and that turned out to be quite a hassle for the trip. I found that I wasn't reaching for it a lot eventually, and that bag turned out to be quite heavy towards the end of the day because it was so spacious, and so I ended up carrying too much each day. Thankfully, I also brought a Chanel flap, which turned out to be a lifesaver, as I could use it as a shoulder bag or a sling bag. The CC turn lock closure turned out to be the best thing ever in terms of security and avoiding pickpockets. Remember, I also purchased a Coach KD satchel from the outlet shops. Well, that bag too was another lifesaver, as it was lightweight, had a zipper, and also had the shoulder straps. Plus, at such a good price point, I wasn't worried about getting it scuffed or wet or dirty. Of course, I will also recommend bringing a small expandable bag, which to me is a lifesaver, as I can carry my new luxury purchases in it without flashing the branded paper bags to the world. I prefer keeping things low-key and would rather not draw unwanted attention to myself when I'm a tourist. I remember on my last trip, we were mugged for a while, and from that experience, I will always thank my lucky stars I have this expandable bag. I shared with a few luxury YouTubers before in the comment section, but I thought since so many of us will be going to enjoy ourselves, I feel that it is important to keep our safety in check and really to help each other out and tell my story. So that evening, we completed our river scene cruise, which was like around 9:30 p.m. and I had my Hermes Birkin bag and some shopping with me. I mean, the Birkin or the xoxo is pretty much iconic, and you can tell it from a distance from the sangles and the hardware and the turn lock. I tried to disguise it a little and cover it up quite a bit by flopping the flap forward and hiding the sangles behind, and my husband and I took a stroll along the river scene back to the train station. So it was a fair walk along the river, but it was particularly quiet and we didn't have many people around us. And if anything, there was this one guy in a hoodie who was tailing us from a distance. He looked quite a bit dodgy in my opinion, as if he didn't have much of an agenda or wasn't walking in a way like he was rushing somewhere or had somewhere to go. I felt really uneasy at the time, as it was getting late and pretty dark, so we decided to stop walking and just stood by the riverbank to admire the scenery. So the moment we stopped, he was kind of confused and didn't know what to do. Of course, he had to continue walking and he eventually passed us. So this time, we ended up walking behind him, and thankfully I had my expandable tote with me, which I eventually put my Birkin into, and I felt a whole lot safer. I mean, it's that added stress with these luxury bags that people may be eyeing from far. So much as it is all glamorous and Instagrammable carrying them around, we have to be super cautious and just be wary of our surroundings. And of course, if you have a new purchase from say Cartier or the bright orange Hermes paper bag, you can dump it all in the nondescript expandable tote, which will not draw any unwanted attention. All in all, we wanted to enjoy ourselves and keep safe to make this trip full of good memories. Perhaps moving forward, I'm thinking of bringing my Hermes Lindy, which has a sling strap, which may be a lifesaver, and loads of pockets for tickets and loose change. Although mine is in the Clermont's leather, which is a rather rugged, sturdy leather, but it may be a bit heavy. But I may give this bag a try this round and see how I go with it. I may also bring the Coach KD satchel along for the other days. Of course, with luxury vlogging, I will try my best, but I also would want to enjoy the moment and soak in the atmosphere and experience. I don't like sticking my camera into people's faces, nor do I like others sticking their camera into mine. But I will do what I can and try to avoid those awkward situations, plus also remain classy and not obnoxious at these luxury boutiques. Sometimes as YouTubers or content creators, some people can get too caught up in creating content. They can sometimes forget the scene they are making in the boutiques or at public places, and that can be quite annoying for fellow people also enjoying the space. And I would definitely not want to be that person just to create content. I remember on my last trip in Paris at the lovely outlet mall, I remember this tourist who literally set up shop within one of the luxury boutiques at the outlet mall. She had a tripod and filming equipment and a luggage and was doing a Facebook Live selling luxury goods right out of the boutique itself. I felt so embarrassed for her as it was a quiet shopping day and the shop floor was quite empty, but she spoke so loudly we could all hear what was going on. Anyhow, that was pretty awkward for all of us that was shopping in the boutique. Well, overall, a few lessons to learn from my last trip, and hopefully I will embrace new experiences and memories this round. There is so much to look forward to in terms of the weather, the culture, food, and of course the shopping. I'm also looking forward to getting my bag back from the spa, and fingers crossed it will look stunning. Thank you for watching today, and I know it's a bit of some travel thoughts and a bit of rant here and there. I hope you subscribe and join my Paris luxury adventures, which will be coming up shortly. Stay tuned and keep safe, Queens. Goodbye!